This is, I'm told, is not a joke. Where we already know where Marty is, and it's quite a unusual story.
Yes, Marty. You know, my kids love potty humor. So tell us more about what you're doing today.
Well, it's actually very serious potty talk. Evan Woodard digs into old privies, old outhouses, as a hobby. Evan, as we mentioned before, is a cybersecurity expert for your Baltimore Ravens. And you find relics of colonial Baltimore. First off, how did you start doing this?
This started out as a pandemic hobby. I needed something to do that was outside, and it kind of evolved into working with contractors that I know to dig out old outhouses that they were finding while they were doing construction around the city.
We've got some pictures, 3 pictures Evan sent us. So, Lucy, if you want to go ahead and roll those in. You're standing on somebody's backyard, and you go, the privy may have been right there. Do you just start digging? How do you do this?
So it starts with looking at old maps of Baltimore City. We know what neighborhoods are older, like Fells Point, Canton, places like that. And then we use Sanborn fire maps to figure out the property lines exactly. And then from there, I walk around with a little thing called a privy probe, which is just a long metal pole, and you're poking into the ground. And a privy is usually filled with ash. So I can feel the difference between natural soil and an ash-filled hole. So once the hole is like nice and soft, that's when I go in and I start digging there.
And Lucy, come on back here just real quick. Evan, by the way, we're at the Baltimore Museum of Industry, and we'll be back here again. They're hosting us, and we can't thank them enough. Your stuff will be on display. They have a lot of bottles on display in this old general store we're in. But tell them what we're looking at right here.
So we've got a couple of artifacts that I found. This one right here is a picture from the 1840s. I found this in the Seton Hill neighborhood, and when I extracted it, it was actually in about 1 billion pieces. So I reconstructed it, cleaned it up, put it back together. That's probably one of my favorite artifacts I've uncovered. And then we also have this bottle right here, which is a P-Bab, and it's an old soda bottle, which he was based off of Liberty Street right downtown near the convention center. And this one right here dates to about the 1850s. Pretty neat little bottle right there. And then my other favorite is this flask right here, which is made by Baltimore Glass Works, which was right down the street from where we are right now at the museum during the 1860s. And this just would have had some like liquor in it. It was like a commemorative item that people could buy at the liquor store.
Crazy. And then this beer bottle.
Yeah, this is from Fred Bauerschmidt's brewery. This is the American brewery, and it was the largest brewery in Baltimore at the time. This is basically like their version of Miller Lite back in the day.
You know,
awesome.
it's really interesting. Everybody's familiar with the gallery downtown. I've been in town reporting long enough to remember this. They started finding upon excavation to dig the foundation all sorts of pottery and colonial and Civil War objects. And they stopped construction to do educational excavation on it. How many privies, how many toilets have you dug up?
To date, probably about 250.
That is unbelievable. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throw it back to the studio. We'll be rejoining Evan here during our next half hour and talk more about urban relic hunting. Baltimore is, you're not going to find any place.
No, this is the perfect place to do this.
Think about that. Next time somebody says, yeah, Baltimore's a toilet.
Oh,
well,
man.
There may be a little truth into that. Let's go ahead, and it's not, by the way. It's where we live and love it. We'll throw it back to TV Hill.
Thanks, Marty. I want to know how Evan got into it in the first place.
I'm still skeptical. I'm waiting for somebody to come back with an April Fool's. We're joking.
You think that this is going to be all be a joke?
They know a lot of facts.
I believe Evan.
You believe him.
He's got the proof. He's got the bottles.
He's got the proof. I don't know.